Getting a second citizenship and a second passport to protect yourself, your assets, and your family is getting harder over time and also more expensive over time. We've been seeing how Portugal wants to increase the time that it takes to get citizenship from 5 years to 10 years, harming golden visa holders. We will see what they say, what the government's final words are. We saw how Italy also made their citizenship by descent program much harder. Countries like Hungary have cracked down on a lot of people getting citizenship by descent. Overall, it is getting harder. And in the Caribbean, because of the US travel ban and also EU restrictions, the prices are going up. And St. Kitts is even considering to add a residency requirement in order to get a St. Kitts passport, which to me would be insane. It would be absolutely mind-blowing. Nobody's going to go live in St. Kitts to get a St. Kitts passport. So what countries are available right now to get citizenship and in the next couple of months that you can take advantage of that maybe are not available in the near future? The first region that I would really recommend you to look at, because I'm a citizen from this region and I highly, highly recommend it, is the Balkan region of Europe. A lot of these countries are not part of the European Union. They are EU candidates. Most of them will not join the European Union. We are talking about Serbia. We're talking about Albania. We're talking about North Macedonia, Montenegro. Montenegro, I would say, is the most likely to join the European Union. Serbia would be the least likely to join the European Union. They were a country before. Now they are separated. Now they have vastly different immigration policies and citizenship policies as well. In these countries, you can legally get citizenship by merit, by showing one of these countries your value to the country, whether you're an investor or you have real estate in other countries, or you have a big business, you're hiring people in the country, or you're just bringing money to the country, or in the future, you will contribute to the country, you will pay taxes, you will make contributions to the economy that warrant you getting a citizenship in that country. This region is open. They want money. They want investment from all over the world. Belgrade, for example, has the Expo in 2027. I highly, highly recommend you as a Serbian citizen to look at Serbia. It's not the best country in the world. It's not the most developed in the world. It's not the best passport in the world. But for example, for an American citizen that wants to have a perfect plan B, doesn't really want to go to the Caribbean, Serbia works perfectly. For an EU citizen that's looking for something outside of the EU, we've been seeing how privacy is disappearing in the EU. More taxes, more regulations. Serbia is outside of the EU. They are not even part of CRS. They are not part of crypto reporting. They offer a lot of benefits to somebody that already has a strong passport, that wants something outside of the European Union, that wants something that's heading in the right direction in terms of taxes, which are very low, and in terms of regulations, which are also very low. So definitely look at this region. The second one, which has always been a safe haven in terms of war, has been South America. Argentina, Paraguay, Chile, Uruguay. Obviously, these countries have had a lot of immigration, specifically from Europe, during the world wars, and in general, people fleeing from crisis have gone to South America. There is opportunity to get Argentinian citizenship by exception, as well as Argentina citizenship potentially by real estate investment. We will see what the government final words are. A lot of these programs are kind of developing as we speak. Paraguay is also thinking of launching citizenship by exception. They currently have residency and permanent residency programs by investment. They don't have citizenship, but they are thinking of launching it very soon. So definitely South America is another region. We can obviously help you with all these regions. We can help you with any second citizenship option. Just book a call with the link below. The next region would be Central America and Latin America in general. So El Salvador is a citizenship that you can buy $1 million or 10 Bitcoin. You can just give it to El Salvador. They'll give you citizenship in El Salvador, and it takes less than 2 months, to be honest. And also, citizenship by merit, citizenship by exception, can take less than 2 months. So for example, if you're thinking about buying a Caribbean passport for $250,000, you might not get a Caribbean passport. You might get citizenship by merit somewhere in the Balkan area of Europe, not in the European Union, in a couple of months, to be honest, if you're contributing to that country. So that's, to me, a much better deal than getting a Caribbean passport. I have all of these passports. I have a Caribbean, I have a Balkan, and I have a Latin one. I can say whatever I want. I'm just telling you my best advice as somebody that has all of these passports already. Central America in general, Panama, a lot of Europeans are looking at Panama, not really to naturalize, not really a place to get citizenship, but just to have as a plan B. And obviously, the Caribbean, St. Kitts, Grenada, Dominica, St. Lucia, and Antigua offer citizenship. It takes a while. It's taking more than a year. Due diligence is stronger. They're thinking of adding residency requirements and more time spent in the country. So prices are going up, requirements are going up, and it's going to get harder over time to get these passports, but they still serve a purpose. a lot of EU citizens, a lot of Americans, a lot of Canadians, UK citizens. I met many people from the UK that have a St. Kitts passport, an Antigua passport, St. Lucia passport. It's crazy. Why would a UK citizen get a St. Lucia passport? Because they don't like the direction of the UK. Because they've been getting kicked out of crypto exchange accounts. They've been getting kicked out of banks. And they want a second passport in order to open bank accounts, in order to open crypto exchange accounts, in order to open companies, not to evade taxes, not to avoid the government, not to do anything illegal, but to protect themselves, their privacy, their assets, and their family. And the same goes for other countries like Turkey, Vanuatu. These passports are not, although Turkey is pretty strong outside of the Western world, outside of the European Union, outside of the US, Canada, it's a pretty strong passport for traveling. Most people that are getting Turkish citizenship are not getting it for travel. They're getting it as a perfect plan B. Obviously think that Turkey is right next to Iran. Things are happening there. It's obviously a Muslim country, so I would approach Turkey carefully. But if you're looking for a place where you can buy real estate in order to get citizenship, then it works out pretty well. That's why I think Argentina is going to be an amazing program if they effectively launch this citizenship by investment program or this golden visa program that they're thinking to launch in that 500,000 real estate range. While a lot of countries, specifically in the Western world, are closing off to citizenship options, more and more countries are opening up. For example, the Republic of Georgia wants a lot of people to invest and get citizenship. Cambodia, it's not a strong passport. It's not a place I recommend people to invest in or donate to, but they're open to getting investment and giving you citizenship. Other countries like Thailand, although they don't give you citizenship, they're open to giving you long-term residency. Even places like Hungary, for example, Hungary is not going to give you citizenship, but they'll give you long-term residency 10 to 20 years. The same thing in Poland. You open a company and you run that company at a large scale, you're going to get residency. Countries in the EU, but not really influenced by EU politics, not really influenced by EU central government. They have their own policies. They're trying to bring in as much money as possible. Countries like Latvia, for example, Latvia has a golden visa. If you're looking for just having a residency permit, not necessarily citizenship, because the EU is heading in the direction of controlling its citizens more and more. But if you're an American who wants to have a residency in Europe, just to not be under that ETIAS regulations, not be able to have or have to apply for an entry permit every single time you just have residency, Latvia could work out pretty well. It's a country that doesn't really bother you. They're not really imposing taxes on people that don't live there. They're not trying to know everything about you. You just buy a property and you get a residency. So don't listen to the media. Don't listen to people saying, oh, golden passports are dead. There's so many opportunities. And specifically, as I mentioned, the Balkan region of Europe, definitely look into that. These countries want money. They're willing to give you citizenship and permanent residency in exchange for that money. Other countries that you might look at as well are Mexico and Mauritius, although they're not going to give you direct citizenship. For example, Mexico, if you have a child there, he's going to be Mexican or she's going to be Mexican, and then the parents can easily get citizenship. In general, in Latin America, they can get you permanent residency by investing in the country. The same thing with Mauritius. You invest, you buy property, you start a business and you invest into it. I would recommend just the property route. You buy property in Mexico, you buy property in Mauritius, and you get permanent residency. And if you want to live there in the future, you then live there and you get that citizenship. It is not that easy. For example, in Mauritius, to get citizenship, you have to spend 365 days per year, but they're open to investment. And hopefully at some point, they're open to launching some sort of citizenship by exception program. I'm working with many officials all over the world to get more and more programs launched. If you want to see all the options that you have for second citizenship, for a second passport, check out this video right here on the more than 20 countries around the world that have some sort of citizenship by donation, by investment, or by exception program. Check them out right here.